So let's look at this. You all know that, right? It was our entrance to the internet over the last decades. We learned how to search. We learned how we need to maintain search, how to get the right results, right? It's about taxonomy. And if you didn't find what you were looking for, someone said, yeah, you need to change the search. You searched in the wrong way. So we learned this over decades. But what's happening now, it changes. Now we see answering machines. This is not about search, this is about answers. So now you can talk in natural language. You can just give your idea, bring up your question, and the system will answer it. You don't have to click any links anymore. You don't have to think about, did you find the right words? You can just write it in a way like you want to talk. So that changes the whole thing, how we use the internet, right? And of course, this will also change the way that we shop. And as you might know, they already have shopping assistants integrated. So I wanted to know, what is this shopping assistant able to do, and what can you do with that, and how capable is it? So I gave it a chance, and I wanted to find a dress for Chiara and Karen. So I said, hey, I'm a 40-year-old woman and going to be a stage moderator for 2 days. And it's a big stage, a few hundred people in the audience, and I really need something that looks professional. So can you help me with that? What should I wear? So the system came up and said, yeah, I can, you should have like this kind of dress, and here's where you can buy this in Berlin. So I said, no, I don't want to buy this in Berlin. I want to buy this online. So can you please help me to buy this online? And then it gave me some links and said, okay, yeah, you can buy it here in this and that shop. So I said, no, please give me direct products. Can you show me direct products? And then it came up and said, okay, what's your budget? And then it sent me some links. And after that, I said, no, let's start the shopping agent. You have enough of information now. So I started the shopping agent of ChatGPT, and it asked me some general questions about what I want to have. And then it started. And I needed to wait like 2 minutes. And then it came up with a few suggestions. And I said, well, that's nice, but I want to have more. I want to get inspired. Please show me more. Please give me more dresses and give me some inspiration here. So the system came up and asked me again some questions. And then it needed more time. It needed like 7 minutes now in order to search the internet, search different possibilities, and then it came up with a different outfit. But that's still not it. This is not what I feel like is inspiring, right? So it's just like, here's a solution, eat it or leave it. I said, no, that's not the way I want to shop in the future, because it's not that inspiring. So I thought about, okay, what could be next level here? And you might know this new browser from Perplexity. It's called Comet. So I took this Comet browser. I went to Madeleine, who actually sponsored the dresses of Karen and Chiara. And I gave it the same command. So I gave it the same prompt and said, okay, please, I'm looking for this. And then started. And now it started. This browser started to surf the website. It started to surf the shop, clicked through all the shop, clicked on different products, and I asked it, put it please on the wish list so I can see the products afterwards. So it took 4 minutes and 30 seconds to come up with a wish list of 5 products. So that's also not very inspiring, right? It's just like, it's basically similar to what ChatGPT did. So I said, hey, come on guys, this is not what I want to have. I want to get inspiration. So let's look at one of the biggest shops in the world, which is Amazon, and you might know they have Rufus. So this is their AI agent. So Amazon needs to know how to do it, right? So this is how Amazon does it. So it's basically the same. So I sent the same prompt here onto Rufus. You only have this small bar on the side. You cannot extend it anymore. This is just like this small, and it gives you just some options. You can click on these options, but really, it's still not very inspiring. So I looked on the other side of the world. So not looking to the west, I looked to the east. And to the east, you know, there is Alibaba. And I don't know if you know Accio. If you don't know Accio, you should definitely have a look at this, because this is the future. So here, Accio, this is a sourcing agent. It's a platform of more than 1 million suppliers, and you can ask whatever you want. In this case, I asked, okay, I'm looking for a multi-tool. I look for a supplier. I want a gadget for our customers, and I look for a multi-tool which can be printed with our logo, and then I want to find a supplier for that. And it gave me some inspiration, right? So it gave me a list. So it came up with a list. Here are the products that meet your request. And then I said, I want to configure it. And it said, yeah, here are the companies where you can configure it. And then it also sent me the request to those companies. So I could just press the button and say, please send it to the companies and send out this request. So this is very convenient. So it gave me inspiration. It understood my need. It gave me inspiration. And it gave me also a request letter to the companies. So this is how the future looks like. And now let's look to the biggest shops in Germany. Let's look at Zalando. This is how Zalando looks like, if you want to get inspired. So I looked for a blazer. Okay, this is the deepest level of categories I can deep dive into. This is just blazers. And it has 2,700 products. Hey, how do you want to find something here? Oh, yes, of course, you have the filters, right? But have you ever been successful with filters? You can choose the material. Do you know the material? I don't. Do you know exact color that you want to have? No. I want to get inspired. So the real questions like, what is the event like? Where do you want to have it? This is not part of the filters. It's just like filters on product properties, but it's not matching my need. And then you have this legacy-looking search bar. So that cannot be it, right? So, if you stick with this, then you will lose your customers to all the AI platforms. You will lose the contacts, right? And that's the big problem, because those platforms will get the contact to your customers. Yesterday, I heard a small presentation from Friedrich, who was talking before me here on the stage. And he said, yeah, but the conversion rate from the LLMs, from the AI in the shop is much higher. Yes, of course, it's much higher, but it's like gambling to get into this result set, yeah? You saw there's only one product or two products. So it's like gambling that your shop will be shown up there. So this is really a big problem, how to be in there. And of course, you can do a lot of geo and SEO and AOO and so on to get found by them. But the problem is the AI owns the customer contact and owns the data, how people behave. And this is your goal. This is the goal of the online shop. So this is your biggest asset that you're gonna lose. But there's one thing that LLMs do not have. LLMs don't know the behavior in your shop. LLMs don't know how people behave. They don't know what kind of people buy what kind of products. For example, if a 50-year-old person is looking for some whatever thing, they look for completely different products than the same question asked from a 20-year-old person. Okay, so the context, the question is the same, but the context is different. And the shop knows about that. The shop knows about exactly this connection. They know about people like this by people like that. And this is basically the main asset. And this is the most important thing that the online shops have to build relevance. With this, online shops can give an inspiration with relevant products. And this is how it looks like, how this relationship looks like. We call it the fingerprint of an online shop. What you see here is all the attributes a user brings into the shop, and this is a correlation to the products they buy. So this basically shows you, for example, you see this blue bar, which is called marketing channel. This shows you that people coming via a different marketing channel buy significantly different products. So if people come in via Instagram or via Google or via Facebook, they buy completely different products. You can also see that on different weekdays, people buy different products, and you can see that people with different age. And this is called fingerprint because it looks different for each and every shop. And that's your main asset that the online shop has. And this is something that you can use to leverage your revenues, to leverage your margin, in order to present individual relevance, which is basically personalization, right? And you know, there's a study from Boston Consulting, and they said, okay, those who own the personalization will gain over $2 trillion over the next years in revenue. So those will be the winners of the game, who do the personalization, who show relevant products to the users. You don't want to search, you want to see it. You want the shop to anticipate it. So how do you do this now? So you know you have the data, you have all the information about how users behave, you have the data of people that come in. So how do you personalize now? Right now, many systems do manual segmentation, but this is not scalable. You don't want to set up like hundreds of rules. People coming from this city, coming with this device, show them that. People who have these properties, show them this and that. So this is where operational AI comes into the game. Operational AI, you know already from real-time systems. You know, maybe, for example, from autonomous vehicles. They have sensor data and make decisions in milliseconds. So they can define what products should be shown in real time, in milliseconds. So a user comes in and 3 users, they use the same URL, but they see completely different content on the shop. And this is done by operational AI. So with this, you can basically build hyper-personalization systems. This enables you individual relevance for each and every without manual segments. So now coming back to our LLM story, to our shopping agent. So how can we build a shopping agent on top of that? So what if we give this system a voice so that you can talk with this system? So you have individual relevance and you want to talk with that system. And this built on your own data, built inside your shop. And this gives you the convenience that people expect in a world of answering machines, right? We are not in a world of search engines anymore. We're in a world of answering engines. And in the world of answering engines, we want to ask questions. So we built a demo on that, and I want to show you how this demo works. So here is now a talking agent and running on Madeleine shop and asking the same prompt, okay? So, have fun.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Hi, I'm a 40-year-old woman and going to be a stage moderator at E-commerce Berlin Expo for 2 days. That's really a very big stage and has a few hundred people in the audience. So I want to look very professional and want to have some new outfit for that. So can you help me with that and make some suggestions?
A professional stage look? Let's find something sharp and confident. I'll pull up some outfits that project authority and style. Do any of these blazers catch your eye? Or should we look at something else to complete the outfit?
Well, I like the red blazer. Do you have some other red blazers, maybe?
Let me find a few more red blazers for you to compare. Here are some more red blazers. See anything that fits your style?
Wow, yes. I like the blazer with the lapel collar. Which sizes do you have available for this?
It's available in sizes 8 through 22. Anything specific you're looking for in terms of size or fit?
Yeah, I'm wearing size 38 in Germany. So how does it match?
A German size 38 usually corresponds to a UK size 12 or a US size 8. The sizes listed here should match your needs. You'd likely go for a size 12 in this case.
All right. Can you put size 12 into the basket, please?
Added.
And can you go back, please?
We're back to the previous selection. Anything else you'd like to explore from here?
Yes, I like this royal blue blazer. Do you have others in this color?
Let me find some more royal blue blazers for you to compare. Here are more royal blue blazers. Do any of these stand out for you?
I like the long blazer. What material is it?
The long blazer is made from synthetic fabric, giving it a modern, sleek look. Anything else you'd like to know about it?
Is it also available in size 12?
Yes, the long blazer is available in size 12. Would you like me to add it to your basket?
Yes, please.
Added. You have 2 items in your basket.
Can you please show me the
Need
basket?
any more help or ready to? Here's your basket.
All right, thank you. You can close it.
Basket closed.
So, this is how it can look like. This is how you can really pimp your shop for the next level, for the future, in order to get away from search, in order to get into answering machines. This is combined with hyper-personalization. So what you saw in the inspiration is not just for everyone the same. So this is based on the parameters that people bring into the shop. So if people come via Google or via Instagram or from different cities, they will see different inspirations here. And if people are known because they logged in or identified by cookies, they will see, depending on their profile, different products here. And also buying history can be applied. So if you want to try it out, I invite you to our booth. It's just nearby the VIP zone in the other hall. And there we have a demo where you can see that. So we have hyper-personalization. And we also have this agent, so you can try to talk to it and see where are the limits. So yeah, about this hyper-personalization, I told you this has a very, very strong effect. So we have some big customers where we tried this out, and I want to share some numbers with you. For example, Franconia. So you know, Franconia is part of the Otto Group, and we were integrated here for tests into the listing for inspirations. And there, you know, was this Otto Group BI algorithm. But it's a very high sophisticated algorithm to sort products there. But the problem is it shows the same list to each and every user. So with hyper-personalization, every user gets different lists, right? So we were able to uplift the revenue by 15% against this Otto Group BI algorithm. Okay? So this is and this is not because our algorithm is more higher sophisticated. It's because of everyone gets its own listing. It's about the hyper-personalization. In Peter Hahn, you know, this is a fashion shop, similar to Madeleine, a little bit different audience. We were able to increase the conversion rate by 18% for unknown users. And we're integrated not only in the lists, we're also integrated in recommendations and newsletters. So all these kind of things we tried out. But it's not only fashion. It also works, for example, for rims of cars. So here, this is one of the biggest rim retailers in Europe. It's called Felgenshop. And we're resorting these rims. And you know, there's some speciality with rims. Rims might physically be fitting to your car, but they are not certified for this car, depending on the motor. So this is a very complex situation, and many systems cannot cope with that because this shop has a few million categories, because every car with every motorization has its own category. So we were able to uplift their contribution margin by 25%. And yeah, this helped them a lot. So another interesting example is Stoffe.de. This is DIY. They have like hundreds, thousands of fabrics to build your own dresses or whatever. And they also measured the NPS. So the NPS is a measurement of how satisfied are users with their customer experience. And with hyper-personalization, the NPS was increased by 25%. So it's not only that the revenue is higher, it's also that the customer experience is better, and people really tell you about this via their NPS. Another big number is about the ROI, right? In times like this, it's all about the ROI. And we have an example from Goldner, for example, where we also had a case study. And they reported that the fee they have to pay for hyper-personalization came back 12 times. So they got 12 times more margin than they paid for hyper-personalization. And this is not the only case. So hyper-personalization is next level for your shop because it individualizes and it helps you to anticipate what users really need. So hyper-personalization cuts costs, it increases your revenue, and it improves the customer experience. So I'm open for some questions. And if you like to connect on LinkedIn, here's my QR code so we can connect on LinkedIn. I'm happy to answer your questions. You can visit us at our booth at I-34, which is nearby the VIP zone. We also have the best coffee of the expo, so you should go there. We have a barista there. Happy to invite you.
Thank you very much, Ralf. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I agree with all you say about about Amazon, Rufus being I would say crappy search, some other shops not adapting, and one of the reasons is fear, right, to make mistakes. And my question to you is, how you plan to, or what you do to actually prevent the AI to make mistakes, like start doing nonsense?
Okay, so the question was how to build the AI to not make any mistakes or to start hallucinating. Basically, the AI is on top of your shop. It's on top of your search. And it's about the system prompt, because it has its own system prompt. So it will only be in this cage of your shop and of your assortment. But of course, this needs to be trained and this needs to be watched at, right? So you need to monitor it.
Thank you for these questions. Do we have another question over there? Thank you.
Hello. My question would be, for example, with the car and the fabric store, you said that the AI could help the customers to choose the right fabric You already mentioned before that you have to teach the AI. How long do you need to the test phase? Do you usually need it to finally be presentable, so to say? Do you understand my question?
So how long does the test phase take
For example,
to bring
yes.
it up and running?
Yes. Because, for example, the car and the fabric thing is a very niche customer base. That would be interesting to see how.
So it depends on the customer base of the shop. So you need to have like a few million visitors and users to have a good base of behavioral data. And then you can use that behavioral data in order to make this hyper-personalization. So in order to have significant signals. And does this answer your question? So it can start right from the beginning because it takes the data that is already there. So it takes the data that is already in your behavioral data, in your tracking data, in your CRM, in your BI system.
So the AI only functions with stores with like a few million customers, not like middle or small standing companies? Is that to say your answer?
Did you get this question?
A little bit louder, maybe. I'm sorry.
So the AI only functions with like companies with a few million customers, so middle and small standing companies have no use for that because the data is too small.
Yeah, this is for the hyper-personalization. If the data is too small, you cannot really do hyper-personalization because you don't have any infos about what kind of users buy what kind of product. So if you have, for example, less users than products, this is a problem, right? Because you cannot really build statistics, you cannot build really data, you cannot build models on top of this. But of course, the speech agent can work on top of that because it doesn't need to know about this behavioral data. It works also if you cannot work with hyper-personalization.